part 2. Well, that's 4. Part 2. I'm going to move this back where we had it, but with this cam link, it kind of shifts things. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully we're good there. Give you guys a minute from the other stream. We had to make a new one because I had to unplug something and it made the screen go black. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get everybody. There's Amber! Yay! We're live. We're here. Hello, Pam. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. All right, so we are having, I think Amber had mentioned she wanted to donate, and Kirsten. I don't see any that have come in thus far, but we will just kind of hang out for a moment and see who wants to donate. And then we'll be, she's on it. She says, oh, did I not push her on that? Let me look. Having all sorts of fun things going on with this camera. We're good. Are we in focus? That's the question. Yes. All right. So she is on it, Amber says. Yes. All right. So I'm going to clear the decks, clear the cards. Yeah, we've already done how many readings? Like 6 readings over on the other stream. I had to do part 2. Like I was saying, if you're just joining us, because I had to unplug the cam link that plugs from USB into my computer, into the camera that you're watching me on right now. We're not doing webcam today. That would be down here. We're doing my main filming camera that I film everything with, that sometimes loves me and sometimes doesn't. But it just looks, it's such better quality than the grainy old webcam. So that's what we're rolling with. And because I had to unplug it and then plug it back in, it was just going to be black screen the rest of the time. So I had to start a new live stream. So that's why it just says part 2 at the beginning. If you're just joining us, that's why. Because with this on the other side of my computer, I couldn't plug in my power cord. And we were down to like 17% battery. We're already up to 29 again. So yay, victory. We're not going to run out of juice here. Hello, 166 Jackie. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. All right. So I guess it's a race to see who donates first and who's top of the list. But I will go ahead and write out just write donation list out. And then whoever's first to donate will get the top of the list. Take 2. Looks like we've got Kirsten coming in with a 1-card read. And yeah, that's the first one that I see here that we haven't done already. Aw, Pam, how dare you? Yes, we are going to take care of you tonight, Pam. Okay, dare I say how much you just sent me? Wow, you went above and beyond with that. Thank you so much. What a sweetie. So pass more. 5. We will get you on that list. Yes, yes, we will. And then our dear Amber will be after that. Oh, she wants to go last. Okay, cool. Amber will be. There we are. Amber. Okay. There it is. Okay. So, Kirsten, go ahead and post your question, my dear. We're going to get right into that. I should probably put the donation information and pin it. I'll do that real quick while we wait for Kirsten's question. Pin this to the chat. Get it all lined up here. Enter. Okay. Pin it. Pin it to win it. Okay. Okay, there's our donation list. That all squared away. Update it in my little chat box here so I have it available. Okay, so we don't have to worry too much about power turning out on us. At least it did, though, on Pick a Card that I posted today, that I filmed yesterday. The power went out during the Pick a Card. That's never happened to me before, but it was so profound. Okay, Kirsten would like a 1-card read on how things are going to go with her date, possible future relationship with Patrick. All right. Perfect. Whoa. tuning into Kirsten's energy and Patrick's energy, how things will go with the date. Let's tune into the date specifically first. Ooh, yeah, there's a possibility to make this a long-term / committed relationship. Who's the most committed of all those knights? King of Pentacles. I meant Knight of Pentacles, but that might be him turning into a King of Pentacles. I was trying to be funny and it didn't work. Yeah, this definitely a love connection. Absolutely. I would say there's a future here. We were just tuning into how's the date going to go? I think it's going to go just fine. And it's going to lead to more. More dates, more love, more hanging out, more just connection. I'd say this might be the beginning of something really beautiful. I guess time will tell with that, but let's just see. Anything else Kirsten needs to know? Anything else Kirsten needs to know about this date and future? I said King of Pentacles accidentally and really got the King of Cups here. So this guy might possibly be a water sign. That'd be your Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. It could be Sun, Moon, or Rising. Yeah, connecting really well. I can totally see that it feels like this is fun. Yeah, this is definitely something that's building to something. That's for sure. Very exciting. Any words of wisdom, guidance, advice? Actually, let's use this deck. Wisdom, guidance, advice in this connection between Patrick and Kirsten. So with the Grim Reaper, it says here, the relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform your life. But we have ascending coming out with that. This to me feels like the past. Like the past, the things you had to deal with in these past connections, specifically with your ex-husband and everything. It's like you're ascending past that. That's really what I see with this Grim Reaper energy. And kind of like we were getting with Anna. She's like, this feels too good to be true, and things like that in her reading. And it does feel like, those kind of hauntings from the past, or maybe even words that your ex-husband has said to you might creep into your head while you're hanging out with Patrick. Like, is this going to turn out the same way? And I would say absolutely not. With the sending coming out with the Grim Reaper, this is the death of that one relationship and the rebirth into another. Because the death had to come to that relationship to make room for this new King of Cups in your life. So yeah, it says ascending is transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, and preparing for union. Yes. I would say that's really, just kind of checking on in with what you need to know about this connection. That, yeah, this is good stuff. And we got 2 more coming out. Patience and be magical. So just show him your authenticity. This isn't you having to try too hard, because the amazing queen that you are is just going to shine so bright just as you. Just you showing up as you is going to impress him. Not that you need to impress him, but, dating, it's a thing. Yeah, I would say just with the patience here, with the Knight of Pentacles, that is a very patient energy. So there's no need to really rush into anything. Not that I think you are, but, just court each other, hang out, date, do all the fun things. And yeah, it's nice and nerdy. I love it. Yeah. And just having the patience that, it's very interesting how this is like a winter depiction, and we're just now coming out of winter. So I would see this connections possibly lasting you at least a season, not a season, like a full year, if not longer. Like, to me, this feels like longevity with that Knight of Pentacles. There's longevity here, and it's very interesting. It's like you two are trying to figure each other out, deeper, not just on the surface, but deeper. What do I need to know about this person? How does this person enhance my life? And how can I enhance this person's life? It feels like the most perfect puzzle that you guys are solving together. Oh no, good. We got the slow right speed. Slow and steady wins the race, what I just heard too. So, there's no need to rush this relationship, because neither of you, much like what we were getting in Anna's reading, it doesn't feel like anyone's going anywhere. It feels like you guys are just content to build upon. But that being said, there's a lot of connection. There's a lot of chemistry between the two of you. So, maybe you're wanting to kind of rush into certain aspects of a relationship, which is totally fine. But it's not rushing into everything, just before you know it, you're married. And, unless that's what you want to do, but I don't see that is what you're doing. You're wanting to build this nice, steady foundation of a relationship and start to see things move and grow and shift. And then we have the star coming out as well. Wow. Yeah. This is after that tower moment of this most previous relationship. This is going to feel so much lighter, so much better, so much more in alignment with what you're wanting to expect in a relationship, really. So yeah, I can't really spell it out any clearer than just see where things go. I see there's a lot of potential here. Yeah, putting the brakes on this time. Yeah, you're not rushing into it too much. I see you just being content to. I mean, there's kind of a magic in the waiting, just establishing this new beginning and then allowing it to start to, build and build and build, and that's very exciting. So yeah, I would say you're on the right track with, that slow and steady energy in the relationships. Perfect, beautiful, amazing. All right, so Pam is next. We're going to get Pam's question, which I think she had posted over on PayPal. Take a quick drink of water as we check that out. Thanks again for your donation, Kirsten. So true about all the new journeys we are about to take. The past casts a shadow of doubt and makes us uncertain and scared. Absolutely. And you are so welcome, Kirsten. But yeah, that's such a profound and very valid thought there, Amber. I think that's amazing. Yeah, exactly. We just start to second guess ourselves, like it's going to turn out the same way this time, even though this person's so different and so much better than that other person. But let's find out what Pam's question is. She wants to know, she sent a very generous donation and says, being a huge inspiration, will my dreams for homesteading, can't even talk, for homesteading be successful? This will be something, will this be something where money becomes no object because of a windfall or things just working out? Okay, so I want to tune first into that portion of it about the dream of the homesteading. I already can picture you out there like pulling tomatoes or pulling weeds around your tomatoes and then picking your tomato. Like I can already see this like gardener aspect going on and just wanting to be more connected to the land. I can totally already see this. But let's just see what Pam needs to know about that dream becoming successful. And of course, if this is including or needing you to purchase a different plot of land, and as a lot of us know right now, those interest rates are not fun for anybody right now. So it just might be kind of a patience thing, kind of waiting out this kind of crazy, I don't know if you want to call it a housing crash or, inflation starting to come back down, or, these interest rates going down for sure, and home prices. If your home prices around there are anything like they are around here, it's way, way overpriced, like 3 times the amount they were going for pre-COVID era. Yeah, they went up today more. Absolutely, they did. Yeah, another like 25 basis points, I think I saw. I don't like track it religiously or anything. You have to sell his home. Well, I would say now is a good time to get that good top dollar for something. But again, if you're having to buy something right now, it's going to be very expensive. But selling is great. If you can sell and then kind of sit on that money for a while, that wouldn't be too bad. If you have this, but I'm already picking up like there's this element of patience, kind of waiting out the market. As far as this happening in your lifetime, absolutely, absolutely. And within the next 5 years, absolutely. But let's just see anything Pam needs to know about her dream of homesteading becoming a reality. Yeah, this is about you trusting your intuition. Even if it doesn't feel like the market is, viable time to buy, start looking anyway. Start really tuning in to the kind of ebb and flow of the housing market where you're at or where you're wanting to purchase. Yeah, 5th generation in the Ruby Mountains. Yeah. So, this is something that's been long on your heart. So use that intuition to help guide you when the time is right. And I have a feeling you've probably already been like looking around and just trying to figure things out. And that's fine to kind of keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on. I think that's absolutely the best move to make right now, without feeling the pressure of, oh no, things are starting to go up again. We better buy now before they go up even more. Because what I see energetically with the housing market, at least where I'm at, and it feels very similar in a lot of the West, California, Colorado, Texas. I would even consider Texas the West, even though it's like more south. But I would say like Texas on over are kind of a different housing market than say, the Northeast. So let's just really tune in. But what I've tuned in for myself is it's like the high prices. Sorry about the right speed error. I don't know what to do to make that leave. But I'm almost seeing it as like this roller coaster that's going to start taking this very big downward spiral over the next, I really see 2 to 3 years. It might take as many as 4 years to really course correct the market. Just with the tuning in and trying to tap into even the most quick timelines are like at least 2 to 3 years away. Yeah, absolutely, Amber. But Pam has a couple questions here I'm going to answer. So we'll probably still be doing Pam's until you get back. But just let me know when you're back, and we'll double check it. But yeah, let's see. Anything else? Yeah, magician. Yeah. Okay. So it's almost like you energetically can tweak the timelines to make things speed up in such a way that you can get a good price for something, not be overpaying, feel you're getting like the dream property. And just being able to, not be worried about making a purchase out of fear. Like if we don't buy it now, someone else is going to come in and buy it, or the price is going to go up, I don't see you needing to make any property decisions or purchases based on, oh, there we go. Let's bring it back. Based on fear. I don't see you having to do that. You're going to feel very calm, cool, and collected, probably excited as well, let's be honest. But when the time has come to actually put that money and make the purchase, you're going to feel very empowered in doing it. And it is going to feel like such a hard work paying off moment. And of course, it's almost like, is the hard work, paying off, or is it just getting started? Because homesteading is very difficult and hard work, but I think you're here for it. You're here for it, right? So to me, it's like she's enjoying, and it's very interesting. We've got like this rose bush behind her, and it's like she's on this wonderful patio and drinking some wine. It feels very luxurious. So to me, it feels like you're not going to have to wait. Or like, how do I put this? So it's like, yes, you're waiting for the right opportunity, but you are also going to not settle for anything less than like, this feels so right, let's do it. That it's been sitting on, let's see, it's been on the market for 10 months. Wow. Yeah. But hopefully that buyer comes along, and I don't know, depending on what the prices are in your area, if you guys have come down in price a little just to see if anyone will bite on it. Yeah. But another question, how do I develop my gifts, learn more? Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll get into that for you as well. And then, it would be a healing center with cheap for 40 acres. Wow. Very interesting. Your kind of dream is to have like a healing center with your sister? Is that like what you're saying there? But yeah, let's just tune in. I know this is going to happen. It's just a matter of, the market climate and everything that's going on. And, A-frames. Gotcha. A-frames. I'm seeing what you're saying. That would be cool. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So let's just see. I really do see this hard work is paying off. The waiting out the market, purchasing the property, getting it in order, being able to homestead and have just, of course, all of that stuff's going to take time anyway. And then in a market like this, but again, with that magician coming out to play, it's almost like you can shift timelines to kind of fast track this, but not in a way where it's done sloppily. You're gonna be able to have your cake and eat it too, though, is basically what I see at the end of the day. That's such a having your cake and eating it too card. So yeah, I would say absolutely this is going to happen for you. It's just a matter of definitely within the next 5 years, you're making some major moves in this way, if not sooner. Again, time can be like that rubber band you stretch, depending on actions you take or don't take can make things move quicker or slower. But yeah, the timeline idea, and even they call it quantum jumping. There's even a couple meditations on YouTube. Of course, use all your best discernment and judgment with any kind of meditation, and always set your own intentions that if anything is looking to hijack your energy during meditations, that you will stop it at the door. You do not give full reign and permission, because a lot of the, and it's not by any fault of the creator of these meditations, but a lot of dark forces and, as I call them, false light entities that pretend to be our spirit guides or crossover loved ones, there's a lot of darkness pretending to be the light. So I would just set very clear intentions before any guided meditation you find on YouTube. And again, it's through no fault of the creator. They think they're doing the best they can and creating a very helpful meditation. But these dark forces will hop on that and harvest the energy that's created by way of these meditations. Instead of that energy going toward your manifestation, it goes directly to these dark forces. So just be very mindful and set very clear boundaries and intentions with what you're doing with that. Yeah, connect to the true creator. I would say that just, yeah, bypass all the fluff. That's exactly it. That's cool. Yeah, but you can do quantum timeline jumping, or even just kind of create your own, put on whatever music you want, or if you want silence, or you want to sit by a river or whatever, and just tune in and jump to that timeline where you're picturing yourself. It's already happened and you're already living that life and things are already, happening. And that could really help you. But let's see your other question part that you had over on PayPal, and then we'll get into your spiritual gifts and that past life stuff too. Will this be something where money becomes no object because of a windfall or things just working out? And let's tune into that. Okay. And I would say with that 9 of Pentacles, that is very close to like, I would say maybe more 9 of Cups, kind of that's more wish fulfillment. But let's just double check the energy of this becoming some sort of windfall, or how you worded it. I want to see how you worded it again. Yeah, money becomes no object because of a windfall or things just working out. Yeah, let's tune in. Okay. And we have, yeah, girl, I think a lot of this is something you're establishing, and then it's like the hard work you've put in is just going to continue to pay off and pay off and pay off. It feels like an investment that it's like the gift that keeps on giving. So it's either roots you're establishing, and then other people are taking over these roots and, growing them so you can put your energy and focus and attention on something else. And this is bringing in money. This is bringing in money. This is bringing in money. But this is entrepreneurial. So there's some sort of, I don't know if I just heard nonprofit. So I don't know if that's the route you're going, nonprofit, or if this is an actual center where you are for profit, whatever it is. You're the one in kind of the driver's seat, or at least in the like driving force of the driver's seat to make these dreams a reality. So I would say there is some element of work, but after a time or after an establishment of certain areas, it's almost like it can sustain itself because you've given it everything it needs. It can now be self-sustaining or generate profit or something like that. Yeah, even equestrian therapy for youth. I mean, there's so much you could do. And it's not like you're wearing one hat, you're the chef, you're the nanny, you're the cleaner. You wear all the hats. So it's almost like you can start something, establish it. And then when it's running really well, it's like you can walk away and let it be managed by other people. And it's creating an income. It's creating interest. You've got people coming in. And of course, you can still check in on it from time to time. But yeah, rich people, take full advantage. They love the dude ranches. That is so, so true. So it might need this initial investment of your love, your blood, sweat, and tears and passion to get the ball rolling. Once that ball's rolling, it's almost like, okay, you over here can step in. I hire you to manage this, and this is making money and generating. And now I'm bouncing over here to start this other thing on this 40 acres or, however big this area is. So yeah, that's how I see it. But again, each thing is going to take its time and have this element of patience with getting it established and getting it to take off. And it's going to need your loving care and energy to get it established. It's not like you can just give the money to it and have it create itself. You're very integral in making it work. You and maybe a team of people or your sister or whoever, but you're definitely involved in each new endeavor or each facet of this multifaceted thing you're trying to create. You're definitely very involved, at least to get it established. Absolutely. All right. Another question you had would be, let me go back up here. Yes, another question. How do I develop my gifts, learn more about, and apply them? Yes. And then we'll get a past life story and how you can realize gifts that really resonate. Yes. Okay. So, developing gifts. Oh, wow. Okay. This is the funny thing. And this is kind of what I was hearing in my head before anything happened. You don't have to develop shit. And I don't really swear a lot, but it's like your inner self is very funny. I was like, you don't develop shit. It's already there. It's already in full development. It's just about uncovering it or feeling worthy of being the, I guess for lack of a better word, torchbearer to bring this gift or this talent or this, creation into reality is really what I see with that. Yeah, sorry, 11-hour day teaching English. Me can't write. Favorite line. Yeah, and this is you. This is you realizing that you're already on the stage of your talents, your gifts, your abilities. They're already there. It's just about not feeling worthy of these gifts or abilities or talents, or, just maybe there it's like, you're wearing the blindfold so you can't quite see. It's like you're too close to your talents and gifts that you can't see them. And I think that's might be something that we've talked about you before, is these gifts are already there. It's just you literally utilizing your imagination to bring them to the surface. And that's how, when I first really started tuning in and diving into my gifts, it felt very much like I was pretending, like a child playing make believe psychic or make believe tarot reader or make believe whatever. It's just that element of making that a reality by, I mean, anything you can imagine, you can create if you give it enough of your energy and have that right support from the universe, obviously, too. But yeah, well, you had that card in a weekly reading of feeling that exactly. Yeah. And with this Ace of Wands is, this is just really establishing that deep connection with your inner self. I don't even call it higher self anymore on my channel because that always feels so out of reach or it's above us in some way. But really, your inner self is that piece or part of you that is directly connected to the original source creator or God, that's not in this snow globe of the matrix on this earth plane that has been hijacked, that maybe once, for all we know, maybe our whole history is completely false, or at least very false. But there's definitely not a lot of, purposeful divinity on this planet. It's more accidental or just natural underlying a bunch of crap placed above it, is really how I view the energy of this once untainted, landscape of reality was put these heavy parameters and measures over. I've been following that and really evaluating the snow globe analogy. Yeah. And, oh yeah. In the weekly reading, feeling that exactly. Yeah. And this to me feels like you just saying, F it. I'm not playing by the matrix rules anymore. I'm just going to play make believe, in my own mind and literally bring these things to life. Because think of any story, any movie, any song, it always starts within the mind. And when you take that wild thread and you run with it, look what you can create. And same with your business ideas and plans. And, you can only do so much if you just think about it. It's just about having that passion to move it forward and just start acting as if, or faking it till you make it. I always hate that line, faking it till you make it. Because really you're not faking anything here. There's nothing for you to fake. And if anything, you're holding yourself back possibly by not feeling worthy of these gifts, or feeling like, oh, who am I? Or, oh, I don't have that talent. But you do. It's just about allowing it to come up and come to the surface. Hello, Sandy. So absolutely, it's there. And it's just about allowing it to come forward, And it really does feel a lot like, sorry about that. Really does feel like a lot like a child playing make-believe when you start bringing these gifts to the surface and envisioning light surrounding someone while you're healing or something like that. It feels very make-believe and pretend. But that one of our greatest gifts in this life is our imagination, and it's almost indoctrinated out of us when we're children or early adolescents, just to get with the program, so to speak, and become an adult, or you can't use that imagination so much. And there's a quote that stuck with me since I was in college, and this is way back in 2003, mind you. This is a long time ago. But it said something about adults only have about 5% of the creativity that they had as a child. I would say certain adults kind of probably maintain a higher percentage than others, and 5% might just be an estimate. But I always remembered that statistic, and to me, it feels so fitting because, even the creative solutions we could come up with, a lot of, not to say that the school system is bad or anything, but, if someone doesn't fit in a specific box or way of learning, they're almost like an outlier, or they don't thrive in a classroom. And I know not all classrooms are like that. And I know I'm speaking to a teacher right now. So don't come at me that I don't mean it like that. But there's a lot of ways. It's almost like that analogy too of if a fish knew that, sorry, it says it's going to run an ad. It's never told me that before. That's weird. I'm going to skip it. We're in the middle of something here. Ads. Like if a fish thought that it had to be successful, it had to climb a tree, it would never succeed. Or if, a certain other land animal had to live underwater, it would, of course, die. But if you went through your whole life thinking you were a failure because you were a fish that couldn't climb a tree, that's just so sad. Yeah, exactly. But it's almost like you can be a fish and a rhino and a hippo and a moth and a whatever. You can wear all these hats and have all these abilities because you, Miss Pam, are very multifaceted. So you don't have to be limited to being that fish that can't climb the tree, because you can almost like shapeshift yourself into something that loves climbing trees, like an orangutan or a koala. Yeah, that's really what I feel with that is maybe doing things in a very unconventional way by utilizing that imagination to make things happen. Yeah. Oh, you learned you had ADHD when you were 29, but my therapist said it was a gift, and absolutely it is. And we have all these probably since the 50s and maybe even more close to the 70s. They've just exploded with all of these new mental illnesses and labels and these things are still theories. They're not even proven scientifically. They're more theories, or committees come together and agree upon certain diagnoses or terms or labels for people. And really, we are all we all would have some sort of mental illness being in this insane asylum of the 3D. I'm just saying, like, who is going to escape from this without any kind of mental anguish? Nobody. Or mental stigma, or mental, feeling like they can't fit in because we are all trying to be put in these boxes we don't all belong in, and probably none of us belong in. And it's kind of like that Matrix analogy. There is no spoon. There is no box. But yet here we are putting ourselves in boxes all day, every day, because that's what we're taught to do and kind of, programmed to do. But yeah, let's get a past life. I think that was your other past life story, and how you can realize the gifts that really resonate. So yeah, let's specifically tune into a past life where you were fully utilizing said gifts. Tuning in, past life. Pam is using her gifts. I just saw an arrow like shooting across the sky, but the arrow had like fire on it. Stop! Oh my god! This doesn't happen all the time, but when I get like shook, I get shook. Oh my god! What is that? It's like a fire arrow. I just saw this before it came out. This is like archery, but like there's magic behind this. This isn't like have to be literal, but it's almost like this to me feels like quantum healing. I know this is such a weird thing. It feels like a very futuristic lifetime, but this happened in like what we would consider before like recorded history on Earth here. This is like got me shook, man. I love this. Yes, absolutely. And this is very Sagittarius energy, even though this is Cancer energy with the Chariot. And it's very interesting that Cancer and Sagittarius aren't directly opposite of each other in like, the zodiac wheel. But they are very, very close to almost opposites. They are about one sign off of an opposite. So it's like bringing heart into this like deep knowledge and deep wisdom. And you feel, and it's very interesting because it's like anytime since I've seen the movie Brave, anytime I see a bow and arrow, I always think of Merida. And that's to me is your fighting spirit of like Merida. I don't know if you've seen, I'm gonna assume you've seen the movie Brave. You do have a daughter that's younger. So I'm gonna assume if you haven't seen it, it might be a good movie to see. But it's like, oh, you are Cancer. So this could be you bringing that past life Sagittarius energy to life. This could be you bringing it to the surface, bringing it to life. Oh yeah, your best friends were Sagittarius. Yeah. Your daughter is her. Absolutely she is. Yeah, she looks like her. Absolutely. So to me, what I'm getting with this is you really channeling that inner Merida of, yeah, I don't need other people to do things for me. I can do them myself, but like, I'm not opposed to having people help. Because I think, Merida did have, I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen it, so I don't know all the nuance of it anymore. Forgot. But, it was basically, I don't need to get married and, live the life of a lady. I'm going to go out and do my thing. And, but she still had that support and help and love from, family and others. So this is about, keeping your eye on the prize. And with this, strong-willed like her. Yeah, this is about, embracing that strong will as one of your gifts, because being able to speak something and I won't say demand, but it almost feels like energetically, it's like when you speak, it is a demand to the energies around you to get on your level. Yeah, oh, you wanted to name her Merida. Oh, that's so cool that is all coming to play. And the fact that I saw a shooting arrow, literally, I didn't just see an arrow. I saw the fire arrow, and then this comes out like, this is so crazy. But with this lifetime, circling back, it feels like a very futuristic, but not in like the techie AI cyborg kind of future that they're trying to push us into right now. This feels like a very organic and close to nature, high tech. And it's like the tech isn't even needed because it's all quantum. And now look at all the arrows we got sailing through the air on the back of the tech. Yes, this was a world that was before the world was suppressed or locked down or tainted. And it's like parts of you can remember a world where people could just think of being somewhere and they just appeared, like teleported there. Or, oh man, I need to talk to my grandma, but she's, let's just say over in Greece right now, and I'm in, I don't know, Australia. I'm going to just send her a telepathic message and let her know, hey, what's up? That's what I'm talking about high tech with this. It was we were all just very in tune with our own gifts, and it wasn't even a second thought. It was so natural to us as our five senses. It was that natural to us because it was very much a part of us. And I guess to bridge the gap from that lifetime to this lifetime is for you to tune back in to your deepest purpose on this planet, and knowing that, yeah, this place can be such a dumpster fire that we just want to crawl up into the fetal position and just not exist in this crap anymore. But we can also take it the other way, where we not fight so much against the system that's here, but just freaking level up over it. You're freaking leveling up over it and not allowing certain energies or, constructs placed over the energy to dictate what you do or where you go from here or how many gifts you have available to you. And just know, even too, when you start to set those intentions to just rise above, not even to try to fight against what's going on here or to make what's better here or make what's here better. That's what I should say. Proper English is great. It's like you're just rising above all of it to create your own, version of what this could be for you. And it's like you're in the world, but not of it. That's basically that energy, being in the world, but not of it. Let's see anything else Pam needs to know about this past life and bringing it into this life. These gifts specifically, utilizing these gifts and acknowledging and knowing how to use these gifts. I'm hearing already like it's second nature. And then we have here, so we have Virgo, integrity, reverence, and service. So wherever Virgo falls in your chart, whatever house that rules, and of course Mercury rules the sign of Virgo, so wherever your Mercury is placed, that's why when I'm seeing when Mercury transits your 10th house, things can go very haywire in your sense of purpose. And it will transit your 10th house about once a year. Mercury, I think, moves about every 13 months all the way around. I'm so stuck to define. Yeah, not judging your grammar, I promise. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Your family heritage is also Scottish Highlands. Yeah, absolutely. So they were like pioneers and like forging their own path forward. They weren't just going to take the status quo of things. They're gonna make things happen. And that you really do have that in your DNA and also in your past life, like DNA, if we want to put it that way. We also have conjunction, union, merging, and coming together. And we're still bridging. I wanted to know, how are we bridging the gap from that lifetime to this lifetime? It's like you're bringing those skills online by just acting as if. Again, going back to what we were talking about earlier about acting as if. I still can't get over that arrow, that flaming arrow arcing through the sky. I just love it. That to me just blows my mind. But this is you just aiming exactly, stuck to define your gifts. And that's the thing. I don't think you have to define them. I know a lot of people, especially if we're trying to communicate what we do, like me trying to go to my 21st year reunion, because I graduated in 2000, so I couldn't have a 20-year reunion because it was 2020. It was COVID year. So I'd have a 21-year reunion. And to try for me to explain what I do for a living to these people was difficult, to say the least, because everyone wants to know exactly what your job title or position or role is. And like, I wear many hats. I do many things. And it almost seems silly to say that I do this and I do that and I do this and I do that and I do this all in one day. All under the same umbrella. But really, it's more about us defining it internally. And do we really have to put a label or a, for sure, to yourself? Yeah, it is personal. But let's see if there's anything you need to know about being able to define these gifts for yourself. there's anything Pam needs to know about that. Okay, we've got 3 that are wanting to come out. Change, dreams, and hope. So it's almost like you're changing the way that you label or consider your gifts or yourself or your personality or your, innate abilities, whatever that looks like. You might even be getting a lot of downloads with this stuff in your dreams, or have very vivid dreams that are basically you acting things out in different timelines and maybe even tuning into different lifetimes during your dream state. And then there is this sense of hope. And to me, this feels like this is always a yes when it comes out. This to me feels, Pam, that you will absolutely be able to grasp those gifts. It's almost like that flaming arrow lands its target, and you're going to be able to really define without having to define these gifts. You'll just feel them and exude them without having to say, well, it's this, and then I do this, and then it's just a knowing, it's a feeling, it's just an action. Like you're living your gifts. It's like a walking action of you just living the gifts. You need mentorship. I do offer mentorships. I do that. And I'm putting these in the wrong, that's funny. I'm trying to put the wrong cards in the wrong stack. So it's almost like you're trying to define your gifts or fit your gifts into a 3D matrix box, or just, because that's what we do, not purposely, but like just automatically, we try to fit these very abstract or quantum or spiritual concepts into what we know as like a 3D reality. And it just doesn't compute, right? So it's almost just about going back to that matrix analogy. There is no spoon. You got to bend the spoon, but there is no spoon. So how do you bend the spoon if there's no spoon? So it's a very deep dive into connecting to that inner self that exists outside this matrix to figure out how to bring it all down to where you're energetically at. Which, how do you put these things into words? It's so difficult. You had a very long-lasting vision and desire to literally ride on a horse and learn archery on my dream list, but I connect to it. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty profound. Yeah, I would say there's something in it, and probably having to do with that past life that we tuned into, and that's something you probably did in that past life. Because I'm seeing it more as like a magic, and if you were physically doing this, it was for a game. It wasn't to like, shoot someone off their horse and kill them or anything. It was a game. It was like almost like Olympics, but like, I don't know what it would have been in like the ancient, very technologically advanced ancient pre-history world that we have any recorded history on. Yeah, how do I even explain that? I don't know. The best thing I can compare it to would be like, the Olympics. It's the best thing I can think to describe that as. Let's just see any closing arguments for Pam. Anything else she needs to know about bringing these gifts forward, or just anything about her purpose, her path, just anything else that needs to come out for Pam. And we did have a donation come in from Sandy as well. So we have Amber. I don't know if Amber still wants to go last. Let me know, Amber. Because we have Amber's donation and then Sandy's donation. But a lot of times Amber likes to go last. Independent rebellion from the matrix constructs. Oh yeah, absolutely. So anything else, and this is a thing. This is like best advice I can give every single person watching and everybody that I wish I could reach somehow. Set intentions. Every time you lift a fork to your mouth, set an intention that food is going to nourish your body, and any toxins within that food are just going to be flushed right out. Set an intention before you go to bed not to go to the dumpster fire that is the astral realm. I've been doing that, and it's been working wonders for me. It doesn't mean I don't have frustrating dreams or things don't happen that, and maybe at times I do find myself in the astral realm, but it's almost like the second I'm in there or within minutes of me being in there, I wake up to have to go pee or something, and I'm kicked out of the astral realm, thank goodness, because that place is a dumpster fire. And we just don't need to be there. We just kind of default go there because we don't think we have another choice. Instead, you can connect to your inner self or connect directly outside of this matrix to the original true source creator that created everything everywhere throughout time, space, reality, and lifetime. I set these intentions every single night, and I know it sounds like a lot, but after you practice it for a while, it just rolls off the tongue or off the mindscape very quickly, and you can set that intention, and boom, your intention is set. And not to say that it won't take practice or that it might not slip or might not work every time, But the more you practice something, of course, the better you're going to get at it. But I would say with everything you do, you're setting intentions and boundaries with certain people, entities, all sorts of things. Setting very clear boundaries with your energy field. Because there's a lot going on that's siphoning your energy. All the crap in the air, all the crap in the water, all the crap in the food, all the like Wi-Fi and like EMF frequencies and all. I mean, we're being bombarded on every single level imaginable. So setting boundaries and not that you're spending all your energy putting this shield or bubble around yourself and bubble boying yourself for the rest of your life, but just setting intentions to protect your energy at every turn is going to only benefit you. And of course, the more you practice, the easier it'll become, and it'll just become second nature. And before you know it, you might even be existing on a timeline where you don't need to protect yourself so much. Yeah, literally rising above, growing roots, and then growing right up on out of that energy. But again, kind of going full circle back to your homestead. It's about planting the seed. So you get the seed, you plant the seed, you water it, you nourish it, you talk to it, you whatever we do to make something grow and have a green thumb. And this could be more metaphorical or literal. Homestead. Wanting to have all these things cultivated on this property. And setting very clear intentions and boundaries to if things are a dumpster fire in the 3D realm, and you think, well, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to buy a property right now or build something right now or create a new business right now. Well, yeah, because you're trying to operate in that matrix. But this is rising above, being in the world, but not of it. Okay, final message for Pam. Anything else she needs to know? Ooh, got a lot apparently. Again, I'm really seeing this as that Ace of Pentacles, planting that seed. But the time has come. The cycle is coming where you're going to have this ability or this opportunity. It might come after a time though of, this tower could be more literal or it could be more metaphorical. It could be an internal shift or just wanting more out of life to be able to move on from certain relationships, certain roles that you play right now. Because if you're going to wear all these other hats that we had with this homestead and business and everything, of course, what you do day to day and your daily routines are going to shift very drastically for you to be able to do that. With the Page of Wands and the Strength, this is your inner self coming in to support you, absolutely. And the Page of Wands is these beautiful and divinely guided ideas and inspirations coming in. And of course, your gifts coming more online as you allow. And just saying every day to your inner self that I allow. My gifts are online. My gifts, I utilize my gifts. Yeah, teacher. Yeah, absolutely. So you might still be teaching, but just in a different way. It won't be a high school teacher anymore. Maybe you're teaching others to do this or to do that. But again, this is all based on the time that when you're ready. When you're ready, as they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. That's what I'm hearing again. Sorry about that slow write speed yet again. But yeah, there's a lot coming in for you, and it's just ready when you're ready. Yeah, like I was saying, wearing all those different hats, being able to do what you want to do. You can't continue in the life you're currently living. So there has to be a detonation of one version of you stepping into another. 11 years in the system, but you're over it. Yeah. And I can totally see that you're ready for a new cycle. You're ready for a new, that new lot in life, that new fortune. And the fact that the Wheel of Fortune is coming out is letting me know that there's money to be had in whatever you're stepping into. This isn't you just going to be left hanging and barely scraping by because you left a very decent job. No, you're going to be compensated well for what you're doing. Yeah, and that teacher within you will never leave, because that is such a part of your spirit, is being the one leading the way and teaching others. Even if you don't know right in this moment exactly what you'll be teaching, there's some element that you're bringing with you as a teacher into the future, into many different futures. Because I don't just see you starting one thing. You're starting something, establishing it, and then establishing something else. There's so much you can do. And really, you're the only one going to limit yourself. That's just what it is. Yeah. You got that card on all weekly readings. Yeah. That is so exciting. So yeah, there's some big stuff coming in. And on the back of this deck, just staring me in the face, is the Manifest card. I don't know if you can read it from there, but it says Manifest. And this came out in something I did recently. I don't remember exactly what. But yeah, there's some good stuff here. So I would say when you're ready to leave, you seem to me to be someone who wants to kind of establish something before you go jump ship on what you're already on. But of course, whatever resonates most. If you just want to leave what you're currently doing, a year from now, 2 years from now, or next week, I mean, that's on you to use that intuition to decide when to jump ship and how much of a ship you have built to jump into, or if you're just jumping into the water and just discovering what comes along at the time. But you seem to me to have some very long-term plans, and of course, you're probably going to have some, nice stepping stones on your path to get you where you want to go, and having that lined up eventually. So yeah, I would say just following your intuition and setting very clear intentions, and just connecting to your inner self that's connected outside the matrix to bring these gifts. Again, they're already there. It's just bringing them to the surface is really what you're doing. So yeah, Pam, thanks again. Big hugs. Big hugs. Thanks again for your very, very generous donation. That was so sweet of you. And Sandy's back. She says, okay, back. She's back. And her PayPal just says, love you. Love you too, Sandy. So what's your question, my dear? We're going to get right into it for you. And thanks again, Pam. Big shout out to Pam. She's got some big dreams and some big gifts to bring to the surface, and we're here for it. So you're going to have to let us know what you've got going on when you got it going on. All right. Sandy wants a general. I'm going to take a drink of water. And in the morning, before we get into Sandy's, we're going on a fun kind of day trip over to the Butte area. Pam, you know about the Butte area. We're going over there tomorrow just to kind of check out a couple museums and the Berkeley Pit and, the super fun. That's what we do on our spring break. We go to super fun sites because we're just that cool. Yeah, we're going to check that out and have a fun little day trip, not too far away. All right, tuning in to Sandy's inner self for general guidance, just anything she needs to know. Ooh, Four of Cups. There might have been some apathy, just feeling a little apathetic about life, or just kind of wondering, what's next? What's next? So we're going to try to hopefully answer that for you, Sandy. What is next? What is next for our dear Sandy? You're not scared. I know what I want. I don't have plans, but I need to know if my husband will be on point. Pork chop sandwiches and spicy spuds. Yeah, that's what my husband said. He wanted to either do the old-fashioned pork chop sandwich. I can't remember the name of the place. Oh gosh, it's escaping me. The restaurant that does that. I'm sure there's more than one, but there's one specifically he brought up last night, and I forgot already what it was called. Just out of my brain. Yes. Anything else, Sandy? How's she getting out of this apathetic kind of feeling? Ooh, so there is a new opportunity. You got really two energies of new opportunity coming in. So there might be something new you're learning or sharing with others, quite possibly something new that you're creating, establishing a new opportunity coming in, quite possibly. But there's some knowledge you're gaining through this, Sandy. So maybe you're reading up on something that you need to know more about. And it's really helping you kind of come out of this blah energy. And then with the Page of Swords, there might even be some news or communication coming in toward you. And she seems very proud, very excited about this news. This isn't your traditional Page of Swords. It's like, okay, there's new information coming in. Now let's take some action on it. This feels very exciting, very empowering. There's a truth here. So if anything you're confused about, new directions to take things with your life or with your health or with work, or with certain friendships, whatever it is, you're getting some clarity. So if there's any confusion in these areas, specifically maybe even too with your health, if you're kind of concerned or confused about something with your health, learning more about it, reading up on it, could really help you feel more empowered with something you've got going on. You have no clue what to do, and all that energy and yeah, spring break. I wished ours was more into April. Although today was pretty warm, so hopefully we can have some warm weather tomorrow. It's supposed to be nice-ish. Nice enough for the time of year anyway. It's supposed to be about the same degree outside it was tomorrow. So yay. I'll take a 50-degree sunny day any day in the kind of winter going into spring, that's for sure. All right, what else does Sandy need to know? Bring it back into Sandy's energy. What else does she need to know? Yeah, okay. So this feels very good. This doesn't feel good. This feels like lied to, cheated, stolen from, And I'm really seeing this with your health, feeling bad about something going on with health. But this came out with some support, some help. So if you did get some sort of, bad report from a doctor, okay. So, and I think you had touched on that last time we had done a reading for you too, that I wasn't exactly sure what that was. And you don't have to share it because, energies know what's going on and we can still tune into what you need to know for the reading. But you don't have to put your own personal health history out there on the internet for anybody. But what this feels like to me is you're coming out on top. So if you got a certain diagnosis or bad report, if it's not completely reversed, there's a way you can enhance or make this report better for yourself, or to improve those numbers that came out on that report, or if there was certain lab work and certain numbers were low or certain numbers were high. There's something you can do personally that will make things a little better. Given a short time to live. Well, big hug, Sandy. I hope you're here longer than shorter, that's for sure. But I whatever is going on, you're coming out on top. So if you've been giving a short time to live, there might be some, going back to the, this, researching, looking into something, and maybe it's not as bad as you were told for something. That's the vibe I keep getting, is it's not as dire straits as maybe you've been told. Or if it is bad right now, there's something you can do to extend or make things better, if that makes sense. Yeah, big hugs to Sandy. That's got to be very devastating to learn that you've only got a short time to live. That is so sad. But look what's on the back of the deck again. There's some clarity coming in. So where there may be some confusion or feeling cheated, and that feeling cheated is feeling cheated of your life, feeling cheated of time still here, right? But there's some clarity coming in to help and support you through this time. And of course, we all could go tomorrow, right? It's not just Sandy. It's not just Sandy. Any of us could go tomorrow or tonight, or we're just never knowing when that last breath will be taken or that last day will be. But there's some sort of truth and wisdom coming in for you whenever that day comes. Between now and then, you're feeling very good about things, or whatever it is, you are coming out on top. So even if you do reach the end of your physical incarnation here, you're gonna see something beyond this world that is so much better than what this world was giving you, if that makes sense. So let's tune in. Anything else Sandy needs to know specifically about this bad report from the doctor and the short time to live? Anything she needs to know? Wow. So we have your declutter, and to me, this isn't like your physical belongings, although you can do that if you choose. But this to me, again, feels like energies or things you're doing, maybe things you're consuming that aren't good for you, you could cut out to help extend your life in some way. So decluttering, yeah, because there's an opportunity to make things better for yourself for the time that you do have. There's a way to make things better, or to make the quality of life you have better. Anything else Sandy needs to know? Yeah. And connecting to your own inner self for the guidance and wisdom to help you through this time, and to make the most of the time you have here, and to make it the most, because nobody, like a lot of the people in my family specifically that have passed away, like of cancer or, this or that, it's usually cancer in my family, let's just be honest. I just see that last bit of their life. There's just a steep decline, and it's, oh no, there goes my battery. It's like, who wants to have a longer life if it's just going to be more suffering? Nobody wants that. But it's almost like you can make the rest of your life not so suffering by doing certain things or stopping doing certain things, decluttering certain energies within the body, or certain maybe even things going on with your energy that are draining you. Dark entities may be working to hurt you in some way, energetically speaking. But let's just see anything else. Words of advice or wisdom for Sandy, especially with this bad health report. Just ways to really help ease her mind and sadness and, suffering, and just anything else going on with that. Yeah. So we have savings and quiet retreat. So I would hope that you are doing some sort of like bucket list thing, or if there's somewhere you've always wanted to visit or something you've always wanted to experience, make sure you're allowing yourself that. You know what I mean is and also making sure you're getting enough rest and quiet time to just enjoy what you have here in this life. Yeah, giving is gratifying. Do something crazy. Yes, I love that. Yeah, because who's to say, and who's to say that this doctor knows your body better than you know your body? If you feel you need more time or want more time, darn it, then you take more time here. You know what I'm saying? Because when it's all said and done, I think on some level, your spirit is the one calling the shots. So connecting to your inner self is my best advice here to really make the most of the time, that we all have left. Like I said, any of us could go at any time. So there's no guarantees in anything in life. But the most comforting thing I can leave you with is just know that this isn't the end. This is basically the dream. And what's beyond here is so much better than what's going on here. So I don't know if you remember it was last year. She passed away in May. Susie Wilson, she'd come here. She actually she got a diagnosis April 30th and she was gone by May 11th. And she was just such a light in this world. But she was, she had come to terms with it. And, I can tune into her energy and I know that she is just doing so much better. Sorry about my camera. It's just doing what it's doing. But yeah, it's never going to be easy when we hear that, our lifespan is now shorter than we had hoped. And it's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to take on, but we've all done this before. Sandy, you've done this before. You've transitioned before, and we will miss you very much. I hope it's not anytime soon. I hope you have years and years left. I really do hope that for you. But of course, it's going to be what you want. You're going to be able to sorry about that. Let's change the battery. But I'm just seeing you being able to be more in control of this time in your life, and specifically to surrounding your transition from this world, more in control of that than you're hoping or thinking at this time. You're going to be able to be more in control of that. And sorry about the battery error here we've got. My battery is out of juice. Your grandma taught until she was 77 in the 3rd grade. She had a horse. Ovarian cancer, but they said she had gluten intolerance. Oh, interesting. Yeah. But on the back of the deck here, Sandy, we have strength. I know you can't see it because it just says change the battery pack. My apologies with that. But yeah, with this strength card, really what I'm seeing is you being able to be the one in the driver's seat of this transition for yourself. And, again, whatever time you do have left, making the most of it, making sure that you are kind of hitting some bucket list items and experiences and seeing the people that you want and love, and, not just taking this diagnosis as the end for you, because I actually have known personally, it wasn't a Elko hospital. I hope that was after my sister left the hospital. I'm not laughing at your grandma's transition, but I'm laughing at your kind of Elko hospital. Cough, cough. It was Elko hospital. Yes. But yeah, Sandy, I really do hope that you do, and that's what, I'm sorry, I got off my tangent. But yeah, what I'm trying to say, Sandy, is that you don't have to just take that diagnosis as gospel, because you have more energy and power and control over how much time you have left on this planet than you think you do. There's more hope here. Maybe some research you're doing, or some sort of, way before she arrived. Okay, that's good to know. I think she was working in the emergency room, so I don't know that your grandma would have been in there for a diagnosis like that where my sister was anyway. But yeah, but for sure, Sandy, we are all thinking of you, and just make the most of however much time you have left. And again, you have more power over how much time you have here than that diagnosis or that bad report is letting you know. So please, don't just take this as that's what the doctor said, so I guess that's true, because you're creating a reality for yourself, whatever that looks like. If you want to be here longer, you have that prerogative. If you want to exit stage left whenever you want, you have that prerogative. But what my biggest and greatest wish and hope for you is that your last, days, weeks, years, months, whatever, however long you have, we never know exactly when that hour will be upon us. But my biggest hope for you is that you enjoy the time you have left and you love with the people you're with during the time you have left, and you go experience some really fun things and do some wild and like Pam was saying earlier, doing some wild and crazy things that you can definitely say in my years that I experienced some really great things. And yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, you can heal yourself. And a good book, with that Ace of Pentacles energy that you did have at the beginning of the reading, looking into a good book, I think it's called, let me look it up on my phone. I think it's called You Can Heal Your Life. It's by Louise Hay. I'll write it down in the comments here too. But we still have Amber's reading. I should probably just change my battery. That won't put us out of our live stream. It's just when I unplug that black cable. Don't unplug the black cord. Yeah, let me just double check this title, and then I will switch the battery over. Louise, hey, you can heal. Okay, you can heal your life. And I know she's got multiple books on the topic, but yeah, You Can Heal Your Life is one of the books. And that's even, I think, Sandy, an audiobook here on YouTube. That's where I actually, quote unquote, read the book. I listened to it as audiobook. And I'm going to search if it's still available. You Can Heal Your Life audiobook. Okay. It is, yes. The full audiobook is on a channel called Mindset for Success. I don't know if I can post this link. Let me try. I'm going to try to do it from my phone real quick, and then we'll switch the camera battery over for Amber's reading. But I thought there was some very profound wisdom in this book, and she even overcame cancer. Just with she gives you examples of what you can do. There's also a You Can Heal Your Heart, finding peace that's after a breakup, divorce, or death. I don't think that's quite your prerogative right now. But yeah, she's got other books. But I'm going to go over to my live stream. Okay, I copied that. So I'm going to go over to my live stream. I'm going to be my other account. Harmony Portal Tarot Live. I got to search it real quick. Harmony Portal Tarot Live. Checking over. Oh, it says change the battery pack. That's my thumbnail right now. It says change the battery. Oh, sorry. Now you get to hear it. Hear my echoey voice. Can we have to turn it down? Okay, there we go. I'm in. Okay, so I am going to. Yes, absolutely, Pam. I love that word of wisdom and advice. Oh, your lungs are working at 40%. Oh, that's got to be so difficult. Okay, so hopefully this link will post for you. That is the audiobook for You Can Heal Your Life. That could be something to listen to. There might be some nuggets of wisdom, guidance, advice in there for you. And one thing I do with my audiobooks, I listen to them on 2x speed. It's like my mind can process things much quicker than the speed people can talk. So if you want to get that audiobook listened to even faster, you can listen to it on 2x speed. Or 1.5 speed or whatever. But yeah, that is, I guess, my best advice for you, and big hugs. And we all love you so much. And we hope you keep us posted on what's going on with you. And yeah, absolutely. Big hugs. We love you so much, Sandy. I'm going to change the battery real quick, and we're going to jump into Amber's message. Let's see. You're so welcome, my dear. Big hugs. And just checking, is your P.O. box the same as it's posted on your channel? I just want to know. All right. This is going to get loud for those of you that have maybe headphones on. Maybe turn it down. It's going to beep for just a second while I take this battery out. Oh, it didn't that time. It likes to be a dirty scoundrel and make me a liar. Okay, that's all right. I saved your ears anyway, right? All right, let's see if we are back. Oh, we're back. Okay, I guess back on there. Get a close-up of my face. Very creepy looking. Give a little behind the scenes of my ring light that I put up on my camera. Yeah. Then I got one over here as well, a bigger one. My hairy arm sticking up there. The many facets of Amanda that you didn't know you needed to see tonight. Okay, there we go. And hopefully we are back in action. Oh, your ears are already hurting. But that wasn't bad. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is unplug these lights so that I can charge my battery so I can take my camera with me tomorrow. I don't like lugging my big Canon camera around. I would rather take this little Canon. It's just much more travel friendly than my big professional portrait camera. So I need to make sure I have a charged battery for tomorrow's little day trip. Okay, back in action for Amber. And it looks so dim and dreary back there. Dim is not a word, I made that up. Dim, that's the word I meant to say. And you see all my paperwork posted up over here, but you can't read it anyway, so. Yes! I love it. Aw, Pam is sending you some healing and love. Yes, swimming is so good for the soul. I can attest to that. Or lots of baths. I take baths as often as I possibly can. I love it. All right, Amber. Amber is here. Hello, Charlie. Or Shally? How do I say that? My apologies if I'm Shaylee or Shaylee. Shaylee. Big hugs to you, Sandy. And yeah. So we are diving in now over here to my email to check out Amber's question. She wanted to go last. All right, since my rude awakening from awakening, I love how you put that. I feel the same way, Amber. In November, and then my brother's trip, I feel I went all the way back to ground zero. This time it felt worse than being asleep in 3D. My intuition got a hit. Physically, I got sick, and everything became a gloom and doom. I cannot paint anymore, as if my creativity took a hit as well. I have been doing intention work and connecting to my true organic inner self and true organic source. Will I actually come into flow and ease? What is going on? How can I get over it? And will I become empowered in my true self and when? Yes. Okay. So that's something that happened to me as well. Not saying our stories are exactly alike, but energetically speaking, this is something I have seen time and time again with so many people who've had what we're calling now the rude awakening from the awakening. I'm going to have to give you credit every time I say that now, and that's something I'm going to say all the time, because awakening from the awakening isn't cool enough anymore. It's now the rude awakening from the awakening, and I love that so much. I mean, I hate that for us, but I love the term. But yes, I love that. Yes, it is a sticker. Yes. Aw, I'm so glad you love hanging out here. I love hanging out with you guys so much. So yes, let's find out. And what I was going to say is, yes, I know we're all different in our stories and our rude awakenings from the awakening, but at the same, there's like this underlying energy that really befalls all of us who are on this path, trajectory, I don't know what you want to call it. It feels so hopeless and helpless and almost like, what's the point of life? Why am I even here if we're, soul trap and, all these, I mean, we can go to these dark places. And really it feels almost like a void. Like we're creatively in this void where, we just feel no inspiration, just day to day, almost dragging our feet to have to do the dishes, to drive the kids to school, to, being cheated all over again. That sums it up so well. It's just, it's like the biggest slap in the face after all of this healing, all of this work, all of this effort. And now we realize that, was it even worth any? Like, did it even work? Are we worse off than we were before? Like, what is happening right now? Yes, I feel you on that. Absolutely. I will tell you, the good news is I've been feeling this kind of, I won't say light at the end of the tunnel. To me, it almost feels like a seed bursting forth from the surface. Like I'm feeling like this spring season is going to be beneficial, helping those of us that have had this rude awakening from the awakening to get out of these ruts. And look, this fell out in reverse, 3 of Swords, so that almost grieving the life we thought we were living, and then now we realize was what a joke that was, and oh my gosh, this is so difficult. This is turning that frown upside down, basically. Have you tried any healing sessions like removing chakra overlay or soul retrieval? I don't know what to trust anymore. Yeah, and one thing that I've tuned in for my own self, I know a guy named Tony Sayers will do the chakra removal, and he's got a lot of like glowing reviews for that. Then there's this one lady making videos on YouTube saying how he destroyed her life and yada, yada, yada. So it's like, yeah, even someone like him who's saying don't trust anybody and he's offering these sessions, like I personally, I do work with, her name is Ruth's Restored Wellness. She's currently the only healer, and I haven't had sessions with her, and she does group sessions. So you don't even have to put any information out there or have any one-on-ones with anyone. You just sign up for specific areas and she'll clear energy. She doesn't connect any guides. She connects directly to the true source creator. I really align with her work on a level that I didn't align with anyone else. And she's just Roots Restored Wellness. And her name is Raylene. She's got a YouTube channel, got a website, all that information. You guys can check that out if you want. And this to me feels like you being able to do this for yourself. This isn't, and there's another person I follow, and her name is kind of funny too, because she has this name when she was really into the New Age movement. Pleiadian Healer. Her name's Laura. She also has a website. I've never had any healing sessions with her, but just her content and calling out these New Age people and all these modalities, I really align with, this came to me, and then I found her channel the next day. I mean, to me, there was such a synchronicity in finding her as I'm having all of these doubts and just completely just mind blown, like what have I been doing and who have I been channeling and what's been going on. And she really helped talk me off the ledge without her personally talking to me. She has no idea who I am. This is just me viewing her content and seeing that I'm not the only one feeling this and having this basically grief moment, rude awakening from the awakening. But she advises removing the chakras yourself, not having any healer do it, because you just connecting to your own inner self, setting the intention to remove any nefarious or degrading or inorganic chakra systems that have been placed over your energy field. And I personally still yet to this day haven't done it. I need to make a time to do that for myself, because I know even just right now, like my throat chakra will go out of alignment like every second of the day. And that is not a divinely inspired system where you're constantly having to balance all these spinning wheels and chakras and discs within your energy field. And like I said in the What's Next, Pick a Card, I've tuned in that I've got over 130 chakras in my energy field. And to have to keep balancing all of that when I don't have names for certain ones. And I would rather go back to the original blueprint of the 3 Danshin points, or the 3 energies, which would be around the sacral area, the heart area, and and then the third eye area. Those would be the 3 original points that as humans, we keep those balanced and we're good to go. That to me feels way more organic of a creation than 131 chakra points or however many. And that's just what I've tuned into. I gave up after a while. I'm like, this is so many. What is happening right now? Yeah, I stopped the channeling part a long time ago. Would love to remove that chakra system for sure. Yeah, go back to your true original blueprint. And yeah, just literally setting that intention and doing whatever ritual calls to you to be able to connect to that inner self and wipe clean anything that is siphoning your energy or just not serving your highest potential as a human on this planet at this time. And yeah, be really direct with the healing. Yeah, just set very clear intentions with what you're wanting with the healing, and even letting giving that torch or that permission only to your inner self to come in and do the work. And, because who would know better about your energy field and these false chakras and stuff than your own inner self? Nobody, really. No healer out there could tune in as well as your own inner self. So let your own inner self be this healer and guide you. And even if your consciousness just kind of checks out while you're setting the intention to be, worked on by your own inner self, that's directly connected to the original source creator, and calling in that original source creator light to come in and heal or remove or clean up anything that shouldn't be there. And surrendering to the original source creator and my true organic inner self. Yeah. And I think, doing that a time or two, and maybe just making it a big deal, though. That's the difference, because there are times I'll do something for myself, but I don't make it a big deal. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll do it. I'll just light this candle, set this intention real quick, and then I'll just go do this other thing. And it's almost like I kind of skate over my own healing and my own whatever. But when I make it a big deal, I usually make it a big deal when I'm in the bath, meaning I will pour my Epsom salt, and I will have my special, organic whatever that I want to put in the bath, certain essential oils or whatever. I will light a candle with a very specific intention. I used to use a lot of binaural beats, but now that I've kind of tuned in that a lot of those frequencies themselves have been hijacked, I just try to either do it with nature sounds, just the sound of a river flowing, or the ocean, or rain. Water sounds are very, very healing and cleansing and therapeutic. So I would say also whale sounds, like the sonar and the sounds of whales. Birds are also very high vibrational sounds that you can meditate to or set intentions to. But to get very specific and make it an event, make it special. Even if you're buying certain flowers, or, utilizing certain crystals, just making it more special than, okay, I'm gonna spend 10 minutes and it doesn't really feel like anything cool happened because I just feel like I'm playing pretend. But really make an event out of this and set that intention, because who's worth it more than you? You are worth being healed and not having to deal with all this crap. And even if it seems to work for a while, but then somehow they bring these energies back online, do it again. But what I really see with this is setting the intention that once that, vortex has been closed, or that portal has been sealed, that these entities can't attach back there anymore. I would just set very specific intentions, make it special, make it an event. But let's see, I'm going to go back to now that we've kind of done the pre-game, let's get into your actual reading, Amber. But I think what we've been talking about could benefit everybody. It's not just Amber. Everybody could benefit from this advice that we're talking about right now. But since her rude awakening in November and everything that's gone on, her intuition got a hit, she got physically sick, and everything became gloom and doom. Can't paint anymore as if creativity took a hit as well. But doing that intention work and connecting to true organic inner self and true organic source. Will I actually come into flow and ease? Yes. Again, this is you setting those intentions. Yes. It's almost like this kind of healing period or grace period that you're going through. And at times can feel very void-like or very apathetic, very what's the point? Life just feels so numb. Like it's a very numb kind of void feeling after that rude awakening from the awakening and all of that. You love the whales and dolphins. Yeah, that might be a great soundtrack to put on as you do this intention and allow this healing to take place. And a great time to do it would be maybe that hour leading up to bed. You set your whatever candles or rituals or baths or singing bowls or whatever it is you want to do. Just go wild with it. And I would say doing it before bed would be really beneficial, because you could then utilize that sleep time as your healing process. So you don't have to spend an hour or whatever laying there allowing this process to take place. You can just set your intentions and then go to sleep and allow your inner self and the true original source creator to take over and do the work that needs to be done. And this is something I have been setting this intention before I go to bed every night, not just to connect to my inner self and the original source creator, but to clean up anything that is, siphoning my energy or not in my highest good. I set that intention, and I seem to wake up way more rested than I have when I would just go to the astral realm and just deal with that crap. But yeah, how to find out which track does not have any background stuff. Yeah. And that really is about utilizing your intuition and even setting intentions with any track you find that does feel really resonant, that might have backtrack of some sort of subliminal, bad, negative messaging, or even someone that's creating a track that is supposed to be healing, and they're setting that intention for themselves for this to help people, but these negative entities piggyback on that energy and then put their own agenda on it. With every pick a card I watch, with every meditation I watch, which I don't watch a lot of them anymore, I just kind of do my own thing now. With like pop music and any music really, I will set very clear intentions, or a movie I'm about to watch. A lot of that can hook into our energy and feed on us, or utilize, when you have a good emotion or a bad emotion during a movie, they will feed on that energy too. So it really is just coming down to setting very clear boundaries that if there is any nefariousness afoot, that you're gonna, cut it off at the pass, cut it off at the door. Oh, you don't have the proper credentials to go past this door, so no, goodbye, get out of here. Yeah, realizing the construct we are living in is almost depressing. It absolutely is. Because this whole like new age movement, love and light, oh my gosh, everything when you awaken is so magical and mystical and love and light, and send love to those negative entities. Don't send them anything. That's my thought. Just no, cut it off. They don't deserve your love if you are being bombarded with their nastiness all the time. Send that love where it's deserving. Yeah, it's a very detached, and that's a thing too, like in the spiritual movement is like, oh, detachment is good, but there's no sense of purpose in that. So I mean, that's something I used to talk about all the time on my channel is, detachment, but not like at this time part, like, not to where you get apathetic, but like a lot of times what Eckhart Tolle would talk about in A New Earth book and The Power of Now. I'm like, I don't want to live in like a life devoid of excitement or any emotion. Ew. That's what we're attaining to in the spiritual movement. I don't want any part of that. It didn't sound exciting to me at all. Call that my ego coming into play or whatever, but no. Our spirits are lively and vibrant. Why would they want to just sit there and meditate on a rock for 40 years and not do anything else? That sounds like a big waste of a life. I don't know. I'm not attacking any gurus or monks or whatever that do those things. I'm not. That's just not what I think I'm here to experience. But yeah, Amber, there's going to be a time coming up. Oh, I got such a beautiful big download. So I want you to plant some seeds, specifically flowers or maybe herbs or vegetables, something that you will feel really connected to. If there's a specific flower or something that really makes you feel alive and excited, plant a seed of that. That for me, what I'm personally going to plant is some sunflowers, because that's just kind of been my flower of the year with this whole Harmony Portal Tarot thing. The sunflower just kind of hijacked what I was going to do. I was going to do some of they're called billy buttons. They look like basically a yellow pom-pom. But I was going to do those, and I can't remember the name of this other yellow flower. But like kind of moment of truth came, and I'm like, yellow. I'm going to do sunflower. So, nothing grows in your apartment. Darn. Well, maybe you can find a way. There's got to be a way. To plant something that could take root and grow some life. There's got to be something. Yeah, and even maybe just setting intentions that this seed is protected from, because to me, what I'm getting for you, why things don't grow, Amber, it's not because you don't have a green thumb or anything. This to me feels like energetic frequencies, like Wi-Fi or EMF frequencies that are making it a not very great conducive environment for plant life. So maybe set some intentions with the plant or the seed that you're planting. If you want to buy a plant, that's also something you can do. But if you can plant a seed, that could be even more powerful if you can do it. And setting intentions, and even putting some shungite, which is a black, or even a black tourmaline. Shungite or black tourmaline specifically, both of them are very low cost stones that you can get to literally put in the dirt with it and charge it to keep away those frequencies or even negative energies that'll come in and attack a plant. Because they don't like any life at all. So they'll attack anything. And by they, I mean, the darkness. Plant that seed, because this is going to help see this thing come to fruition. Even if that seed dies and you got to start over, don't feel that now you're energetically also starting over. No, it's more a representation of it. Yeah, things just die no matter what. Someone said that the energies around this place is bad. Yeah, that could be. Love those. I have a money plant that's growing great. Well, that's good. Yay. You'll do that for sure. Music speaking, they are living organisms. Yeah, crank your favorite jam and admire the beauty, but tell the plant. Yeah, and just saying you're growing very beautifully. I see you shining. Wow, look at how beautiful your leaves are. even if you feel a little silly saying it out loud, you can just telepathically communicate to that plant, you're doing well. Oh, you got another leaf today. Look at you go. Look at you grow. But let's just see anything. Oh, battery again? What's going on here? Was that a not fully charged battery? I think what I'm going to do, because we're almost done anyway, I'm going to wrap up your reading, and then we don't have any other donations, so I'll just let it ride. So if we have black screen for a moment, I think that's okay. You guys know what I look like, and I'll tell you what the cards are. But yeah, we've probably kept Amber so long on this reading. She's like, wait, what? But I want to just see if there's anything else Amber needs to know about just being in the flow. But I do definitely see this coming for you. You being able to not feel so in the void or so numb. There's going to be just a seed of excitement, seed of happiness coming for you. And just starting to, even if you just sit down and try to paint, I mean, don't force anything. Don't force anything. But, maybe put, something you enjoy listening to on in the background, and, don't have any real agenda with what you're painting. Just allow whatever wants to come out and come forward and be created to come out and be created. If it's only 10 minutes worth, that's fine. If you lose yourself and it's an hour later, that's even better. But don't judge yourself if nothing's coming out. We have here no more complaining. So a lot of times, as they say, misery loves company. I know with me personally, if I get in this low, funky mood, just me thinking about what a low, funky mood I'm in almost begats more low, funky mood, right? So sometimes I just need to snap myself out of it and go do something I do enjoy, or spend time with people that I know bring me up, or, watch that funny movie that always makes me laugh. There's ways we can pull ourselves out of the depths. It might take a lot of hard work to do so, Amber, but I think just taking small steps every day and setting intentions to, make today as great as you can. Even if you only smile once, that's better than the day before where you were crying all day, or, what have you. Yeah, such high hopes for Atlanta. Sometimes that scares me too. Yeah, let's pull a card on that just to see. Because, really nothing outside of us is going to bring, oh, hey, I'm back. Nothing outside of us is going to bring us. Those outside forces a lot of times can definitely to help us boost that happiness that comes within, right? So this is about tuning in maybe to some of these external things that we know can help boost that happiness, and allow those things to help. But let's just see if this possible Atlanta move can help things in the happiness and just non-void department for Amber. Okay, so we have Two of Wands, King of Swords, and the High Priestess. Yes, okay. So it's like a lifting of the veil. And I know you guys can't see me, but if the camera comes back on, I'm showing you the card. A lifting of the veil of just yuck and muck that you've been in, this just almost grief energy of grieving the life you thought you were living, or the life that was going on, or, all of that. And with the King of Swords, yay, I'm back for just a moment. King of Swords, yeah, bye again. King of Swords, this is about you literally speaking what you want to be experiencing into reality, into being. Speaking it into being. Yeah, it's like I take a step and then something happens, and like last week my dad tried to play his mind games with me again. Oh no. Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. And sometimes, you just got to make your own plans and kind of just let what other people are doing, let them do what they're doing. And of course, speaking your truth and setting your boundaries is great. But sometimes we just know certain people are certain ways, and we just got to let them be who they are without them, hurting us or affecting us. I keep peeking in and out again. Pam says, or buy a propagated plant. I have a piece of my great-grandmother's Christmas cactus. She lived to 104, and then my home life is negative. Oh, when my home life is negative, I look at that plant and it's a huge gauge. Yeah. See, that's so powerful, because we have why do you think, just riddle me this, why do you think these dark entities work so hard to bring us down day in, day out? And not just daily, but like by the minute. They're working and bombarding us, both in the physical world and in the, etheric realms, bombarding us constantly with negativity and, just ready to feed off of us, because we are so powerful. We are like batteries for them. As me talking with it says, change the battery pack. Yes, they drain our life force so much, but it's because we have so much life force, and almost like this unlimited resource of our own life force when we connect to our inner selves and connect directly to the original source creator, that we we can be like this endless supply or endless food or endless battery for them to feed on. Why do you think they work so hard to bring us down? Because they love to feed on that negativity. Another book that really helps with negative energy and negative thoughts and negative vibes. And that's the thing, Amber. I think you've just been so heavily under spiritual attack, at least since October, if not for the past few years, because they don't want people having this rude awakening from the awakening. They don't want that. That's the last thing they want, is for us to be on to them. Because when we're just caught up in the awakening and the la-di-da of the love and light community, we just almost spiritually bypass them feeding on us, pretending to be this angel or that ascended master or what have you. They utilize that to their own advantage. But once we are turned on to the fact that they're doing this to us, that cuts off a great amount of energy that's just free flowing to them. You have to stop giving your father and brother any power, but they do affect me and bringing back horrible memories. Yeah, that's got to be so difficult. Yeah, and I would say, this is totally your call, but there might come a time in the future that you just decide to no longer associate with them. I've had to do that with my own dad. He's very narcissistic and very self-centered and, just very toxic for my life. And I know I can live a better life without him in it. It doesn't mean I don't love him or I don't have some good memories of him. I absolutely do. And I absolutely do love him on, I do. On some level, I do. But I know my life is so much richer and better without him in it, in a day-to-day capacity. That being said, my grandma, she is going to be 98 this year, and she's really not doing well. That's his mom I'm speaking of. She's my last living grandma on both sides. So, yeah. So I know that when the time comes that she passes away, I probably will have to see my dad, at her funeral. But I think I've, put that boundary in place enough that he will, I might hug him or say hi or talk to him, but that's not a welcome invitation for him to just step on into my life from here on out, because I know already anyway, he's not the type of guy that's going to put in the effort or the work to have a relationship with me anyway. So it's almost like a blip on the radar, if anything. Yeah. So let's just pull one more card for Amber. Anything else she needs to know to wrap all of this up for her to help her have just this element of happiness come back in. Again, with the King of Swords. So really, this is you taking control of your reality by speaking what you want to have go on into being. But let's just double check with one more oracle card as well. Words of advice, wisdom, guidance for Amber to step into more happiness. We have forgive here. And of course, because we are talking about your dad and your brother, maybe forgiving and moving beyond. Oh, you have stopped talking to your dad in 2019, but since he has been manipulating my husband and relatives to get to me. Yeah. It's going to be very difficult to forgive because he's done a lot. Just from what I know and just energetically feeling into that connection between the two of you, it's so much of that is just unforgivable, really. But there is this, on the back of the deck, we got the Hanged Man. So it's almost like you forgiving him will free you from his power or his bonds that he has on you. And that goes back to our collective reading at the beginning, releasing those bonds that just are toxic. Even if it's more you doing these cord removal, intentions on your own without having any kind of, I'm cutting you out of my life conversation. You're just speaking these things into being by setting these intentions and, having these rituals where you're doing these cord removals and, leaving that past in the past or overcoming it or, healing from it in whatever way you feel called to. And Sandy hasn't talked to her brother since 2005. Yeah. Yeah. If you don't feel like calling, you don't have to call. That's really the vibe I'm getting. And then this card flew out, 10 of Wands. Yeah, that's not a burden you have to continue to bury. I said bury. I meant bear. But maybe that's something you're burying and just leaving behind. And, if you feel the need to tell him, I don't really feel like we even need to have a relationship. That's up to you to decide. Or if you just kind of let it go by the wayside by just not calling out or reaching out to him. Family and nuance. It can be a very messy tangled web that we weave with family or, even friends, but specifically family. Because they are family and we have that, shared DNA and shared memories and life together that we almost feel obligated to continue to carry these people on our backs. And we really don't have to. There's no rule that says you have to keep your father and brother in your life if you don't want to. And, you know, social graces and social norms say, oh, you can't cut them out. They're your family. Well, if it's going to affect your mental health and your physical health in a way, you shouldn't have to carry these wounds and burdens from the past at all anymore. Yeah, and on the back of the deck, we have nature. So getting out into nature and just reconnecting with nature. I know it's difficult when you live, you know, in the north in these winter times. But the fact we are coming upon summer and there's this potential to move toward, you know, Atlanta for you, not summer, but spring. I meant spring. There's potential for you to have deeper connections and more connected experiences with the earth coming up here. So I would say take full advantage of any sunny days to get out of the apartment and go connect to nature in a park or, you know, getting near water, even if you're just watching the water, can be so therapeutic. But if you have any kind of river access when it warms up enough, just dipping your toes in a river or a lake or a stream or a, you know, I know you're kind of more Midwest, so you're not really ocean vibes, but yeah. But if there is this potential to put your feet in some natural water, that is so good for us. Like it's so underrated as a healing modality. I just, oh, it's so good. Yeah, oh, it did affect you last week. You have low blood pressure, but it did shoot up. Wow. Yeah, tough love, but always a missing part of the heart. Yeah. Lake Michigan here. Yeah, so you do go to the shore on Sunday, and it was sunny as well. Yeah, well, that's awesome. And of course, as it starts to warm up a little more, and you get to those 80, 90-degree days of the summer, if you're still there anyway, you know, dipping your toe in it, if that's feasible, would benefit. Or even just, you know, I don't know if it's more rocky or sandy beaches. I've never been to Lake Michigan, and I don't think I've ever heard anyone say what the beaches of Lake Michigan are like, but I don't know if there's sand or rocks or what. Maybe there's a combination effect where certain parts have beaches and certain parts have more rocky. But yeah, that might be, both. That might be something beneficial, even just to, you know, put your feet in the sand is so, I love the feeling of sand on my feet. Wet sand, you know, dry sand, both of them feel great. Now it's cleaning it all off if it's wet sand, that's the hard part, but yes, it feels good. Yeah, make sand castles. Yeah, that could be just something so, there's something just so, I don't know, very childhood-like about sand to me. I cleaned some up this afternoon or this kind of midday before lunch, or was like right after lunch. My kids were out in the sandbox. Definitely not, we still got a lot of snow on the ground, but that sandbox was on the patio. So the snow has melted on the patio and they were both out there with shorts and t-shirts, no shoes on, in the sandbox making things. And then they brought like half the sandbox in with them and thought it was funny. And then I, you know, made them clean it up. It was a fun treat. Yeah, if weather permits. And of course, you know, spring break might be too cold in these northern territories here to connect with bare feet. But even just putting your hands in the sand could really benefit. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave it there. It's almost 10 o'clock here, and I probably should wind down for the evening so we can go on our trip in the morning. Yes, Amber, I just felt this need to connect a little deeper with you with this reading. I don't know what it is. I just, I wanted to, so I did. And of course, Sandy as well, and Pam as well, because, oh my gosh, Pam, that donation you sent was way, way too generous. Well, I love each and every one of you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday or early Thursday if you're on the other side of the world and joining us. But yeah, sorry, it's been black screen for the last however long, but I think you guys already know what I look like. So, you know, it's more of a podcast right now. We're just listening right now. But yes, I will be back Friday for our our during the day live stream. And of course, starting in April, whenever baseball season starts up, we are going to be moving the Woo Woo Wednesday evening live stream to the daytime because it's just works with the schedule in case there's any kind of baseball game or baseball practice Wednesday evening can really interfere, and I don't want to miss out on seeing you guys. So we're going to move that to Wednesday during the day, starting, I would say it's definitely before mid-April, probably that first or second week of April is when we're going to move that. But I'll keep you posted on when that will be. Love you too, Sandy. My heart really does go out to you. That's got to be such a difficult thing to deal with. And oh, I wish I could make it all better and take it away and make you live to 185,000 years old and just live this very beautiful and blessed and healthy life. Like, if I could do that, I would do that for you. Oh, I love you so much, Sandy, and I hope and hope that you have the best remaining rest of your life. That's all I can pray and hope for you. Yes. Oh, 22, 22, 44 on your screen. I love it. Yes. All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a wonderful evening. See you Friday if you're around. And yeah, I will see you guys around. So if you did miss my What's Next Pick a Card reading, you can check that out. It's over on my other channel. You'll have to check the description box for that link unless you already have a subscription, and you can just jet over there if you want to check out that reading. There was some really good stuff in those readings, so check it out. Sandy, the Three of Pentacles that came out in your reading is over there as one of the piles selection. I think it's pile 3. Yes, it's pile 3. So check it out if you feel so inclined. You don't have to select pile 3. I'm just saying that card that came out for you that felt like you had more support than you thought you did. That will be on there for you if you want to check it out. Yeah, you're so sad you can't make the live. Yeah, well, we will have it's gonna be Monday evening. We're gonna do the Patreon, and Pam, I know you're on Patreon, and Amber as well. I've kind of selected Monday night. I know that definitely works for Amber. That works for her, so we're gonna go with Monday night, and it works for me. So hopefully Monday night works for you. No, I never feel you hog or bombard my time. I love it when you show up. I love it, love it, love it. So yes, I'm glad you showed up for that. And Pam, since you did miss the Patreon live stream today, I did a collective reading for everyone that didn't ask a question over there. If you want to check it out, that's available for you. Your energy was definitely included in that. So check it out. Amber will be there, and hope flight out fast. Okay, cool. Yes, so I will be there for my patrons on Monday night, and it's gonna be 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So mark your calendars accordingly. I will make a live or a Zoom link for you guys this weekend for sure, and I'll post that up, and it'll be ready to go for us Monday evening. All right, you guys, I love you. I just want to hang out forever, but I know I gotta go, so I will let you go. Have a beautiful rest of your evening, and I will see you next time. Oh, his flight is by 5, but so you're completely available. Oh, good, good, good. That is good. Oh, his flight out. Yeah, okay. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Alrighty, you guys, I love you so much, and have a wonderful rest of everything. Okay, guys, bye. You can't see me waving, but I'm waving. Bye. And end. Here we go. And bye.